In this last random clip, I was on a super duper 14 headshot spree when this crazy duo Ubers in just to kill me. I even got lucky enough to crit melee him. I guess they figured out who I was, because when I asked about it, they responded,
"Make another SFM and go away, dweeb."
Oh,
Make another SFM and go away, dweeb. Just go. Okay. Let's watch how it feels to play series extras. I left these separate because the series is already pretty long, so we're just gonna watch the extras now. Epic, because I heard there's
so
cinema.
You like Halloween, huh? You like using the silly spells in Team Fortress 2? Well, so do I, but...
I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna play this game this week, chat.
Halloween's supposed to be...
Also, I've been told I have to remind people of this. I always forget. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe. Like 70% of people that watch the channel are unsubscribed or something, and apparently it helps to just remind people. So there's your reminder.
Scary? Then what's with all this having a good time bullshit? Listen, man, for your sake, I hope you don't do it. But if you really want a scary time, drop Tf2 for a bit and visit its deranged cousin over in the software section.
What?
Source Filmmaker!
I don't even know what that is, but I'm scared.
This program haunts me in my dreams, and I know it's trying to kill me. But the amount of glitches I experienced while making How It Feels to Play
That's me with Clip Studio Paint, man.
I'm telling you, this shit's possessed! Gather around, all of you. This Halloween, I have a frightful story for you. The story of the time I had to add the Wrangler to a Source Filmmaker scene. No! My story starts with a prayer. Please, Valve, please update Source Filmmaker so that it doesn't use a 2000...
Me with Live to D, randomly just a mesh disappears and I cannot get it back to save my life, so I have to re-import it from the original file.
Version of Tf2. Why do you curse me to manually animate things as simple as picking up engineer buildings and using the Wrangler? But they only responded with Dota Counter-Strike. I didn't understand. So onwards I pressed to manually animate the Wrangler. The Sentry Shield is simple enough. It's its own model. But this god-forsaken laser! This laser has stolen so many hours of my life that I'll never get back. How, you ask? Listen to my tale of woe. I began by importing the laser, but alas, it was pink. That's not right. It needs to be red.
I hate when that happens.
How to color it.
How to color Wrangler laser, please. Average experience of trying to learn how to do something.
Out that it's controlled by what I like to call Source Spaghetti. But first, a quick explanation. This is a control point. It represents a point in space and can be used to move and rotate objects. Particles usually have very simple control points. Medic's beam has 2 control points, one for where the beam starts and one for where it ends. However, the Wrangler laser has this 3rd control point that controls its color? And this is where the Source Spaghetti starts. This control point
is so scary. This is so scary, Chad. This is so scary. What the fuck?
Y and Z coordinates correspond to the laser's red, green, and blue values using a scale of negative.
What the fuck? Wait, what? The XYZ corresponds to the RGB. So basically, every single time you move it, it changes color.
Negative 255 to positive 255, which necessitates the equation x times 2 minus 255, where x is the RGB value that you want. What? You didn't get that? That's because it makes no fucking sense! Even if you don't get it, I got it. However, no matter what I did with control point 2, the laser's color never changed! Well, I said, this isn't my first rodeo. Surely I can fix this in a jiffy. But how wrong I was. Firstly, I went into the particle editor to see if there was a color value in there. Eureka! There was! But no matter what you do to it and its surrounding values, nothing
Nah, at that point, I'd just keep the laser pink, man. Nah, at that point, I'd be like, fuck it. It's just gonna be pink in the video and that's it, man.
Then I wondered, just a moment, the laser is pink. And when a texture is missing in source, the
True! Wait! Real.
default replacement is pink and black. Maybe the particle's texture is missing or broken. So I asked all throughout town if someone could please lend me their version of every file related to this laser. I imported them into my directory, and it was still pink! By then, I was banging my head against my keyboard and finally decided that it's time to concede and verify the integrity of the game cache. Reinstall the whole program and deal with all the bugs that causes. But even then, it was still pink! At this point, I couldn't help but think.
Such a scary video.
All this wasted time being a perfectionist when I could just use a different laser. So I installed this custom laser from the workshop that is supposed to be a Star Wars blaster. It's a model instead of a particle, so it took a while to customize it. It doesn't look great, but it works, right? When the camera looks at the laser from certain angles, it just disappears.
Man. Oh,
and
man.
I tried using this laser particle, and I don't even remember what happened with this one, but I assure you it didn't work. So we're back to this laser. After brainstorming with other SFM villagers, I imported the laser into a different map and realized, what the fuck?
It's
Why
blue
is it
now.
blue on this map?
It's blue
That's
now.
when it hit me. Every map has a different default point where things load in when they have no other point of reference. You can see here that Badwater's default point is somewhere below Red Team's spawn. It has no rhyme or reason. The Wrangler laser has been loading in and using the default point on the map for its control point 2 value. It's a different color on every map, but it doesn't change no matter what I do.
Oh,
so I
man.
figured, my program is successfully reading the control point 2 value, but just not changing it. Alax friend, can you please take my SFM project, move control point 2 to make the laser red, and then send it back to me? He promptly sent me this in response. That's right, his computer couldn't even handle the project, so he had to make a new project that was just the laser on Badwater, which I then had to import into my project, which is its own scary, unintuitive process. But finally, here we are. It works. Despite reinstalling the program, despite verifying the game's cache, despite replacing the particle files outright,
That's
my
beautiful.
control point 2 is just irreversibly broken. My theory, there's a ghost in my machine.
Yes.
But hey, at least it worked eventually, right? But that's not the only thing I had to do manually.
Chat,
Once the
realistically, do we think a single person would have commented if that laser was pink instead of red? Realistically, chat, would a single person have commented?
sentry gun is placed, it stops being a game.
Yes. Okay, wait. But then what if... I don't know how editing software works, but I know how drawing programs works. And there is this blending mode called color. So what if he drew a line, set it to red, put in blending mode color, and then just manually keyframed it on top of the laser when it was moving? I think that might have been faster. But at the same time, I don't know how editing softwares handle blending modes, because that'll be cheating. Nah, you need as long as your end result looks like it. That's what I would do to solve this. If I had this issue personally and it must be red, I would just like, again, I don't know, because I know some editing softwares are very dumb and stuff that seems very easy just doesn't work. For example, I remember I tried to make a silhouette video for a VTuber debut and it was a lot more complicated than I thought.
Play object and just becomes part of the scene. That means that I have to manually control its shooting, which means manually adding each individual muzzle flash. That's right, I had to copy and paste like 50 sets of these muzzle flashes and then manually tell the program, this muzzle flash occurs 1/20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th of a second later, and this muzzle flash occurs another 20th. Then, after doing that, I have to lock each particle to the barrels of the sentry gun individually. Truly nothing comes for granted.
Render the laser a separate layer in alpha and then just color changing. That is smart. But then wait, no, that's gonna fuck your transparency settings, isn't it? Because the laser is kind of transparent. So I think setting it as an alpha and then putting it on top, sometimes it makes it have like a rugged edge. When the, like, sometimes, programs like this are weird with like soft transparency. Like if you have something that's like a gradient and it's transparent, it doesn't really know how to do it, so it gives it a hard edge.
In this program, you'd think that adding Uber charge would be a simple process, but it isn't. The default Uber in SFM is broken for some reason and always flashes like it's about to end. So you have to go download some cube map fixes. Thank you so much, SFM community, and put those in the right directory. Looks good to me.
Okay, but what if you just downloaded the 3D models and just use a different program than SFM?
What about the weapons? And the hats? Huh? That's right, you have to manually change every single model's material that you want to be Uber charged. And sometimes it doesn't even work. Not only is this a time-consuming process, it's semi-permanent. Since you're actually changing the files themselves, scary, you have to be super careful or else you'll be asking yourself later on, why the hell is this Pyro like half Ubered here? See these buildings? They're not actually in-source filmmaker for some reason. They're like ghost buildings or something. I had to manually add replacement buildings myself. Nothing comes for granted in this program.
Curious video of watch all day, man.
Really scared this Halloween? Imagine rendering a scene you've slaved over for hours, and it comes out like this.
Oh.
If you ever want to get into SFM, my friend, please remember the acronym ABAF. All beards are fucked. Something about the way these things are textured doesn't mix well with SFM.
Oh,
Usually
man.
there's a fix for these beards on the workshop, but I guess not enough people use the grizzled growth. Anyway,
man.
at complete random, the beard will become some crazy neon color. And you want to know something funny? It uses the same color as the Wrangler laser uses via the map's default point. Isn't that funny?
That's funny.
So what was my solution? Ha! Simple, really. If I render out the glitched frames individually, one at a time, manually, the beard is fine. Sounds simple if not time-consuming. Let's see how many I had to do. 462 individually rendered images just to fix this beard in one scene! And sometimes it's not even consistent. Here you'd think that the color is based on the beard's position, but look at this shit! It's blue in this camera, but green in this camera! Eventually, my friend, I could take no more, and I just asked the guy who fixed the Allfather if he could fix the grizzled growth, which he did. The moral of this scary beard story is, please don't be afraid to ask people for help.
Bro.
Oh, but friend, I've scary stories to spare. Look at this scene. Simple, right? Well, this is what it used to look like. These lights are Satan. They have caused an issue in every
Okay, but that's
video.
a vibe. Wait, you can leave that. No, actually, I'm pissed off. That one you should leave. That's epic.
Oh.
Oh, wait, is that the end result? Wait. I don't know. Is he mad that the light is blinking colors, or did he suffer a lot to get it to blink colors? Because I like it. It's like da 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 da. Just finished my last class. Fuck! Let's go, man. Graduating on Thursday. Let's go.
For the spy video, I spent a full 10-hour day trying to get rid of these lights that would bleed through all the walls. After that day, I knew not to ever try anything with these demon-possessed lights. But in this scene, I had to. I used a program to remove literally every light from the map, and you won't believe it! These lights are Satan! Eventually, a villager from the SFM Discord discovered that you just have to type ent_fire space env_lightglow space kill in console.
Of course. Of course.
What does that even mean? I'm certain that a ghost has possessed my computer, but it doesn't always make itself obvious. Sometimes the glitches are small, like the time that this blood decal's position didn't update when I played the video forward, but it worked when I played the video backwards.
No, straight up, this is some shit I deal with when I make VTuber models in Rhapsody. This is so relatable, man. Dude, straight up, sometimes it just, I'm like, there is no logical explanation for this.
And then sometimes when I render something, every other frame becomes a blue mess. Definitely a ghost.
You want me to show you an example of this, actually? Actually, for some godforsaken reason, I have this chibi toggle that works perfectly on my main model, right? On my main model is perfectly. On this model, however, it just has a giant monkey arm, and I do not understand why. Because in the program, when I go live to D and I do the transformation, it looks normal. But when I export it, it just has a giant monkey arm. So the way I did it, I fixed it because I had this problem with both arms on the model at the first time. I had to make a separate toggle where I manually duplicated the arm and made it small. So I fixed it. But now, on this new outfit, it just went back and I don't understand why, because I already fixed it. I didn't change anything that would bring the monkey arm back. And I just haven't fixed it to this day because frankly, I don't care that much. I don't really use that toggle, but still.
And half the time I import a custom map, Source Filmmaker just breaks all its lighting. Classic ghost stuff. This one is fixable, but when even the guy making the tutorial says,
"This is the Hammer editor, and it honestly terrifies me. I can't do anything with this."
I can't say it makes me very hopeful. Of course, the program does make my life easier sometimes. Spline curves are pretty good at automating some animations, but other times they put the spirit of the devil into my characters.
Add spline curves.
Oh my god, call the exorcist! Look at this sentry. I just want it to go from this to this. A 180-degree turn. It's simple. But for some reason, the program thinks that the most efficient way to do this is a freaking backflip!
Dude, I can't believe I relate to this so much. This happens with rotation deformers in F2D as well. When you try to make like a perfect circle, you'll make it rotate and you will do like a rotation and then at the very last, you will just do a full circle backwards. Like, you want to make something rotate this way and the way we'll do it, it'll be like...
Get out of my sentry gun! Thankfully, the program has a built-in stress reliever. Whenever I find myself getting exhausted, I just move the character's pelvis to the beat of whatever music I'm listening to for endless entertainment.
Again, very relatable. I do this with VTuber models when I rig like the hips way.
Truly countless hours have gone into trying to fix every single little mistake and glitch in all of my videos, but since you've made it to the end of this video, I think I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a mistake in the engineer.
Excuse me? Why does he have a crotch leg? Excuse me? How do you get the crotch leg though?
Video, and it will probably ruin your entire perception of it. In this scene where I build a mini sentry on this scout, I don't have the gunslinger equipped in the SFM animation!
What?
Hey, it's me. I have a t-shirt now.
What does that
You can
mean?
find a link to it in the description. I also now have a secondary channel, so please subscribe to that as well.
See what I mean? I don't even know what the mistakes are. I don't even know what they are, man.
Hey everyone.
Let's go. Half is to play a sniper behind the scenes. That video was so scary though. That video was actually scary.
Lazy here, and this is gonna be a more casual video. I had to play a lot of Sniper to get everything I needed for my last video, so I'm kind of overflowing with good clips here. I thought it would be fun to stuff all of them into one big video and do some kind of director's commentary. Oh, and real quick, I'm shooting for 1 million subscribers by September 2020, so if you've been holding off on subscribing, I'd really appreciate that you did. Now, this clip actually almost made it into how it feels to play Sniper. In fact, here's the rough cut that I had. When you're hitting all your shots as Sniper, it's like you can't die. It would take like 2 Pyros coming right at me. Honestly, if we rewind
That's
even
funny.
further, the
Bro.
transition into that clip was actually a very silly Vsauce reference. If you play Sniper, you will die. But what if you didn't? Every now and then, but what really makes this clip golden is that as they chase me, I decide that I'm gonna go out with a bang. I'm dead, dude. I'm fucking dead. Out the window!
Chat! That's gold. How did I not make it to the main video?
Long, and also at this point, I realized that the script was just too high energy, you know? Like, it was gonna go from this punchline almost immediately into the Megalovania bit, and then right before this was actually the 3 kills upward montage, and it was just too much at once. Once I came to this realization, I had to make the tough call to cut out this bit, replace it with the bit about easy Sniper games, and then I had to flip around the order of these so that Megalovania happens way before this montage, and it just needed to be done for the tempo of the video, but it was it took me a while to figure it out and wasted time, you know. It happens. Oh, and just to be clear, I spent at least 4 hours just debating whether or not to put this part in the video. Like, I was asking people left, right, center, and I even made a Twitter poll for it. Whew, am I glad you guys didn't tear me apart for this one. Anyway, my last behind the scenes
That's crazy, the Twitter poll.
Source Filmmaker was the biggest challenge in making the engineer video. Some of you have asked for a sequel to this, but despite the occasional SFM glitch... Epilepsy warning. You good? Okay, 3, 2, 1...
The year is 20XX. The sun is a strobe light. Life is now a never-ending rave. This is the canonical explanation for where all the rave lights are coming from in this scene. But you already knew that, right?
Despite the occasional glitch, SFM actually behaved more often this time. The biggest challenge with the sniper video was actually the script. In fact, this video went through 6 script rewrites. I kept struggling to communicate this concept that snipers' interaction with other players boils down to shooting them before they even see you, or dying to people because you didn't see them. I was originally gonna get all ironically philosophical about it, like, what does it really mean to play sniper? But I eventually threw that idea out. Here's my first note of the concept from a document dating
While it's monotonous on the outside, every sniper just shooting sniper rifle is actually betraying the complexity of the crazy internal story of playing sniper. Maybe show funny inside of mind, show nightmares of not being able to hit a dancing medic laughing at me. It's so sad. Medic laughing at me.
November 21st, 4 months before the video released. What looks monotonous
One day we'll get how it feels to play medic, guys. One
on
day.
the outside, every sniper just shooting sniper rifles is actually betraying the complexity of the crazy internal story of playing sniper. Maybe show a funny inside the mind. Show nightmares of not being able to hit a dancing medic laughing at me. No! It would take months of refining the script before I arrived on this combination of SFM scenes about overcoming bad habits and how isolated sniper can feel. This upward animation actually originally occurred on Badlands because I was going to turn the camera around and show that while every other class is having some kind of one-on-one interaction, Sniper is just all alone trying his best to hit his shots. Eventually, it would zoom out to emphasize how irrelevant he was, and then, well...
We have lost the control point.
This took a couple days to make, but ended up getting completely cut because it's just too
Aww.
confusing. Like, what are your eyes supposed to follow here? Heavy gets trick stabbed, then Pyro reflects a rocket.
I feel like I'm just looking at the sniper and I'm perceiving that there's like chaos happening. Honestly, to someone that doesn't know Tf2, is like, oh, they're fighting. The girls are fighting.
Puts down a mini sentry, which a demo man destroys, etc. It's just too much.
I don't think anyone's actually following the scene. I think it conveys the point of like the sniper is isolated and just shooting from afar really well.
Sniper may be defined by his lack of interaction, but there are a select few ways that Sniper actually interacts with the other classes, and one of them is when the enemy knows you're shooting at them. This Heavy gets stuffed and proceeds to press every key on his keyboard at once. And what do you know? It works out for him. Here's an example of me trying to interact with the players on my team. I see this demo trap and decide to use myself as bait for it. I was gonna do this SFM bit where I gave my demo the thumbs up and everything. Hey! Anyway, I successfully bait the scout, but then end up taking care of him myself. The bit was gonna end with us seeing the scout fly forward, there'd be a second of silence, and then boom! The trap goes off way too late. And the last notable way that you can interact with enemies is by surfing their explosives, although this is more of a medic thing than a sniper thing, so that's probably where I'll really talk about it. This soldier really...
It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years.
really did not enjoy this interaction.
Never seen again, chance.
Some people ask if I write first or collect gameplay first, and the answer is always gameplay first. I collect a ton of footage and then keep asking myself, what does this clip demonstrate? This clip demonstrates that if I have the choice between shooting an AFK hatless Pyro or a hatted Pyro who seems to have a functioning keyboard, I'm probably gonna prioritize the hatted Pyro. Prioritizing targets is a real thing for Sniper. Like, of course I'm gonna shoot the medic before the heavy here, but it just didn't seem that important to talk about. You know what? In the interest of me not having to pretend that the ordering of clips in this video makes any sense, here's a list of stuff that didn't make it into the final production. Tunnel vision, every SFM joke I didn't have time for, a accusation montage, stomping casual games, forcing headshots, punishing disrespect, accidental kills,
Jesus Christ,
lag,
so much!
and 180 headshots. Whew. Let's attack these one at a time. I think I might have some of the worst tunnel vision ever. See this scout? Of course you do. He's right there. But in the moment, I did not see this guy at all. Even here, I did not notice him. And I know it seems like I'm completely BSing you all. Like there's... trust me, I didn't see him.
He was just chilling.
I knew my team was being pushed back, so I went to this cheeky position thinking I'd be safe. I unscope, and you can already see I'm in trouble, but I did not notice. This time, however, I did notice. This spot actually goes right into the SFM bits. I wanted to make fun of how ridiculous it is that you can even be here. I was gonna suggest a secondary item for a sniper, like the gunboats, that would just let him float wherever he wants. And honestly, just talking about it, I regret not doing this bit. Here, I was doing really well flanking a sniper.
Yeah, all of these are really good bits.
A rocket jumps up and scares the hell out of me. So I try to retreat, but this door only opens from the other side. So I was screaming, "Help, Engie, door's stuck!"
Door's stuck!
But that Engie just leaves me, and I realize I'm on my own and as good as dead. Oh, that wasn't so hard, was it? This soldier also did not enjoy that interaction. Another one was gonna
That's
be
some serious bullshit.
Hitbox doesn't match his disguises. I was gonna be like, don't worry, I see what's really going on here, and then it would show Spy playing RuneScape on his phone or something. Oh god, this next one though. This scout forced me to charge up my shot right on his butt. He forced me, okay? There was gonna be a soldier like, sniper,
he didn't, man.
fully charged for 15 seconds.
You didn't have to shoot the coup, okay?
Was gonna be like, oh yeah, mate, that's good. Oh my, let's move on. I have the easiest shot in the world on this Brass Beast Heavy, but he makes the 500 IQ play and aims upwards, which puts his hand in front of his face. It was gonna zoom in and he would be like, oh, I outsmart the bullet. This next Brass Beast Heavy will do us the favor of transitioning into all the unused accusations. He's out in the open, I kill him, seems pretty normal to me, but he disagrees.
How?
How?
3 headshots in a row.
Wait, you were just sitting there, bro. Immobile. You're immobile, man.
Now, people, it's good to be suspicious sometimes and call out hackers, but man, some of you call hacks way too soon. There was this one guy that got super upset because I was out sniping him, even though he was trying to second scope me. It's way too long of a clip though, so I'll probably upload it to my secondary channel soon. Link in the description, LazyPurple. I am proud to admit though that I was kicked from a server one time for cheating. It was actually the first time I used the Bizarre Bargain. I was just destroying their heavies, which brings us into stomping casual players. I get this demo, accidentally
That's crazy. I'll do that, child. When I play Team Fortress this week, I'm gonna, every single time someone's super good, I'll be like, hacker, and I'll just spam it and then report them.
Bye. And then after getting one shot on this heavy, he just gives up.
Aww. He just sits there.
Rough about Sniper is that there's really no way to go easy on people. Like with Soldier, you can just switch to market gardening if the teams are really unbalanced, but what am I gonna do with Sniper? Intentionally go for body shots? Oh, I'm sure people would love that. I feel disgusting when I stomp a casual game like this, but I don't know what else to do. If, God forbid, you want to terrorize casual players as well, of course you need the basics of lowering your sensitivity, getting a bigger mouse pad, and disabling mouse acceleration. But just as important is that you have to push yourself to improve. What I mean by that is forcing yourself to go for headshots all the time. Like, even if they're gonna die to fall damage or something, just go for it. At one point I thought to myself, why melee people when I can just headshot them? And I was gonna do a bit
too good.
This sniper that goes for his melee weapon in our 1v1. Like he was gonna try and get at me, but my barrel would just be in the way. And lastly, I was considering a joke that this headshot here was just a complicated backstab. Like, who needs to play spy when you can just hit point-blank headshots right behind people? It's practically the same thing. Just to be clear though, this forcing headshots mindset is only for improving. Like in this clip, the enemy sniper was better than me, so I did this disgustingly sneaky, fully charged body shot on him. Sometimes you just gotta do him dirty. One of the first things you learn in competitive Tf2 is that it's not worth it to challenge the enemy sniper. In one of the first drafts of the script, I was gonna joke about multiverse theory and how if you challenge a sniper, sure, there's a universe where he straight up misses you, but you really don't want to find out that you're in the universe where he doesn't. Anyway, some people didn't get the memo, and
some of this did make in the main video. I remember him being like, bro, when someone is close to me, a sniper, and doesn't run away, it's disrespectful.
insist on shooting flare guns at you across the map. It feels fantastic to punish this disrespectful act of hubris. Medics do it too. Look how wide this medic peeks me just for a crossbow hit. Was it worth it, man? Was it worth it? Oh shit, cut to the next clip. Quick, quick, quick! Why did they even try? I mean, no medic has ever killed me like that. That would be so embarrassing.
Across the
Let us
map.
pay our respects to everyone I've ever accidentally killed.
Oh. 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 No. Meat shield. How?
For some
He
reason,
was
it's almost
invisible.
always a medic. Here, I was actually going for their sniper, but got the medic and then died to the sniper. Again, here, I'm going for the sniper and oops, got the medic, died to the sniper. But you'll never guess what happens this time. I go for the sniper and there goes your medic. Why does this keep happening? Am I subconsciously aiming at the medics or something? Maybe. Let me ask you something. Have you ever hit a headshot and been like, I don't know about that one, Chief? Well, I have some good evidence between several clips that Tf2's interpolation has a bad habit of rewinding hitboxes. Shooting where this Pyro's head used to be results in a headshot. This theory also explains why some headshots become
Oh
body
shoot,
shots
that's good to know. Oh shoot, that's good to know.
as well. I take the shot here, but since Soldier's body was there just a second ago, it registers as a body shot. Don't start using this as an excuse though, because it usually favors the sniper. I mean, to be honest, this one is completely beyond explanation. Rewinding the hitbox doesn't explain a thing. What the fuck is that? Maybe I'm completely wrong.
How is
about
that
all of this. I was
headshot?
gonna do a bit where my sniper would be distraught over all these clips and someone would be like, "What's up, man?" And I'd be like, "What if I've never actually headshot anybody? What if none of this is real, man?" Now, some people complains that I didn't talk about the huntsman. Look, let me show you the only huntsman clip
has
you
a
will ever
bow.
need to see.
Beautiful.
Oh my God! It's still alive. I stared at his ragdoll for so long that he actually came around again. I put another arrow straight in his head, but apparently that's not good enough anymore. How is this not directly in his giant head? Trust me, nothing shows off how insanely powerful Sniper is than a good old 180 headshot. In this clip, I was at 22 health, so I decided to retreat. But hey, on the way out, I might as well 180 delete someone.
That's
Is
crazy.
there anything more
I could
satisfying
never.
than 180 deleting someone? I don't think so. Bonus points if it's in the middle of a conga.
Does he have like a main role, like LazyPurple? Does he have a main role that he's the best at?
And in this last random clip, I was on a super duper 14 headshot spree when this crazy duo Ubers in just to kill me. I even got lucky enough to crit melee him. I guess they figured out who I was, because when I asked about it, they responded,
Make another SFM and go away, dweeb.
"Oh,
Make it SFM and go away, dude. Just go.
okay, it's like that then. Oh, okay, well how about you have one of these? And one of these!
Bro.
You can imagine how good that felt. Anyway, I
Really?
think I've bombarded you all with enough random clips. But you know what else is random? Oh, I think you know.
LOL. LOL.
Oh my god. Hey, I'm happy to announce that I have a second t-shirt for sale now.
Ah, look out, gamers.
link in the
I
description.
slept 9 hours last night. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, that's just unrealistic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. T-shirt design, just unrealistic, bro. Okay, we have uno más. We have uno más extras from how it feels to play
everyone,
pickled peppers.
Easy here, and just like with the sniper
He
video, I
means
have
demo man, really?
a ton of extra footage to throw your way. These clips were either just too funny for me to throw away, or explain some point that I didn't have time to make in the main video. Also, I know it's Halloween and all, but I don't really have a spooky video for you because my life is very normal right now, and I am not.
Did SFM not act up anymore? But that's the scariest thing ever. Oh, you know, oh, scary.
Any danger.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear this? Listen, guys, the Pyromanes have taken me hostage. They were pissed that I didn't talk more about WM1ing or Pyro's wide variety of weapons, so they're making me do it all over.
First of all, trust me when I say that I really wish I had thought of a way to include more WM1ing clips. It's not like I don't WM1, it's just that WM1 clips tend to be
What's a
drawn
WM1? Is it just burning people?
out, and I don't know what to say about them. I mean, I killed a lot of people and then died, hooray! I will say though that some real magic can happen in the rare instances that a medic uses their crits or uber on you. Like what other class can get 8 kills with just one click of the mouse? Now of course, some people are on a never-ending
plus mouse 1. Forwards and left 1. Holding mouse 1 click. That's like 3 different answers. W mouse 1 is all you need to basic play as Pyro.
crusade to demonize WM1.
Pyro is overpowered!
But this clip might change their mind. I have this scout right where I want him. This is the perfect situation to WM1 him, right? And yet... You might say,
started
"Oh, well,
shooting
you're not
too early, man. Starting shooting too early. Actually...
doing it right. You gotta use the back burner. But I found myself baffled at how stingy the game is about being behind someone. Like, is this your back? Is this your back? Oh, okay, that was your back. Next, please observe this image. Would you say I'm behind this medic? Apparently not. How about now? How about now? How about
No, sorry,
I was
no, you're
apparently
not.
Never
Nah, I agree. That was definitely not behind him.
behind him. You might then say, oh, well, you're still not doing it right. Where's your jetpack? To which I say, wow.
Pyro
thanks,
has a
jetpack.
jetpack?
There's nowhere I'd rather be than in between 3 heavy. I even tried doing it from a much higher point and still got caught on the way down. Either I'm doing it wrong or I'm just getting really unlucky every time I try it, but it just doesn't work for me. I guess what I'm trying to say is that all things considered, WM1 isn't broken good or broken bad, and it does take some skill to know when you should commit to it.
You know, I actually agree with the Pyromanes on this one, but it can feel like bullshit when the WM1 Pyro has a pocket medic. Wait, why am I defending them right now? Please, somebody send help! I'm currently located at...
Finally now I can talk about Pyro's secondaries. I had a whole bit written up
Holy
about them
shit,
where I
that's
was
so
going to
many
put them on a
weapons.
scale from annoying to lethal, but the video didn't have room for it in the end.
Guys, I'm serious right now. This isn't some ha-ha funny shit, alright? I really appreciate that you saved my ass. Why is nobody coming to save me?
Let's start with a crowd favorite, the Scorch Shot. Yes, okay, look, I get that this thing is a bit annoying. I mean, in just these 7 seconds of footage, I've set 5 people on fire. At least I'm having fun. And things can get really sad when you use this thing to trap the enemy in their spawn.
Move!
That's
Remember, if
easy.
you think that the Scorch Shot is unfun to play against, you are objectively wrong. I can't say this. That's ridiculous. Everyone can have an opinion about it. Ah!
Listen, I actually do like playing Pyro, okay? But I get that it's not fun for everyone. If they would just let me explain, I tell you that... Oh god, they heard me. Oh god, I have to run. I'm sorry.
I get a feeling that the Pyromanes are a pretty, let's say loud and passionate. That's right, a passionate group of TF2 players. I get the feeling that they are just a very passionate group, and they had a couple of issues with this TF2 video. What's your favorite class at the moment? Yeah, I haven't played, so I actually don't know. If you're asking me just based on looks and optics, then the Scout. But if you're asking me based on gameplay, I have no idea.
And we have the detonator. It's very satisfying to time a detonation that sends 2 snipers running ablaze and then dying to an obvious spy because you were focusing way too hard on timing your next detonation. But the real pleasure of the detonator is watching some chumps run up the stairs and then deciding you're too cool for that shit. And then you have the good old flare gun.
Why would he use the flare gun? What is this ping pong?
Oh my god, they're right there. Oh my god, no.
One of Pyro's most skillful secondaries, using the flare gun is the only time I've gotten the enemy's respect.
Nice flare.
If I had to give this weapon a tagline, it would be, haha, I can kill anyone as long as they're moving in a straight line. The flare gun isn't used much these days, but back in my day, it was much better because air blast used to send your opponent in a completely unwavering straight line. The flare combo is much harder to pull off now.
That
so
feels
throw
like a
some
deadly
respect at
combo.
the handsome pyros that still insist on using it. Okay, I think I lost them. Oh my god, I think I lost them. This beard. I have to get rid of this beard. Change my name, maybe. Oh man, oh man. Good thing this video is sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
Oh man.
Whether your beard is purple or some more normal color like
perfect
pink
plug.
or green, Dollar Shave Club has got you covered for all your grooming needs, whether it be showering, oral care, deodorant, or most
Oh my god,
importantly,
Vivi, you're so good at this
shaving.
game. I know.
Their shave starter
This
set
is
keeps
my
it simple,
sponsor,
sending
by
you
the way.
exactly what you need to get a smooth, high-quality shave.
You was
I
all for
really
an ad.
appreciate how the
I know,
executive
that's
razor handle has
dedication.
some weight to it. It doesn't feel flimsy and makes every stroke of the razor feel like it has a purpose. Attaching and removing the blades couldn't be
Damn,
easier,
really?
so if you're like me and can only enjoy something if it's unreasonably challenging, try playing Dark Souls with one hand and attaching the blade with the other. God, come on! Now you might be wondering what this tube is for. No, that's not Frosty.
I
the
love
Snow-
how he's like, he has gloves like a VTuber, you know? you know how VTubers, when they do hand cams, they like put gloves on to like, I don't know, to hide their skin color? I do love that.
Man, just another fool still using an shaving cream. How can he know where his
Bullshitter.
beard is like this? That's why Dollar Shave Club's shaving butter is crystal clear, leaving this picture of the mountains prettier than ever. And for a limited time,
Wow.
new members get their first month of the Executive Razor with a trial tube of Dr. Carver's shave butter for only $5. After that, the restock box ships regular-sized products at regular price. So head on
Wow.
over to dollarshaveclub.com/LazyPurple to get your
Epic.
first starter set for just $5. Because when you
It
support
may not
Dollar
be
Shave Club,
available
you help
anymore
them
because this is
support
from 2
creators
years
like
ago,
me.
but you know.
Oh god, it's them. I've got to be more quiet. Well, since we're doing a behind-the-scenes video anyway, I might as well show you how I've been recording all my audio. That's right. This is me, right now, under a blanket, speaking to you. At least until I fix this room's acoustics. Big thank yous from McSpankies to Soundsmith for the advice of recording under a blanket. Anyway, the Pyro mains won't hear me now, so let's press on. Some Pyros insist on using stock shotgun, and while I find that to be-
Honestly, ever since I moved, I think my audio has gotten a lot better. I listened to some VODs back from when I was in the other house, and I had some foam, but I didn't have a full cave of foam. So I think it was audibly more echoey in the other room.
a respectable choice. It just makes me feel like a slower scout that keeps a flamethrower secondary for reflex. I much prefer the panic attack since it encourages you to play with the degreaser for instant switch action. Believe it or not, the degreaser and panic attack combo is the highest
None of
single
these
target
words are
damage
in the
that Pyro
Bible,
can
man.
do, making it possible to 1v1 heavies now. This is because the fire particles linger and do damage even while you're sneaking in a shotgun hit. In other words, you practically get to dual wield them. More importantly, using the panic attack as a finisher can quickly secure you kills that were just about to get away. Not this time, Demo Man. I actually ended up preferring the panic attack so much that I'd often forget to change my playstyle when trying out flare guns, continuing to charge at heavies. Oh no, what the hell is this thing?
I am amused.
I love how even for the extra videos, he puts in the effort to make the animations.
Notice that I only ever use the power jack. Personally, I can't live without the power jack speed boost. And because the power jack encourages you to wear it around, you tend to end up with a lot of moments like this.
Why do
Now, I do equip the home wrecker on defense, and I've tried to do some cool things with the extinguisher, but, did that count? See, there's an old joke among Pyro mains that goes something like this. This is what the power jack looks like to people who don't play Pyro. And this is what it feels like to people who do play Pyro.
Fucking weebs,
Also,
bro.
the ability to make jumps that you couldn't without the power jack comes up way more often than you'd think.
Holy what? Oh no! I am scared. Pyro, get me!
When you least expect them, man.
And now, if you'll allow me, I'm about to pop off and dump like 24 air blast
And
clips.
now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Miko Miko B. Sorry.
Sonya.
It's okay, suck.
I just cannot believe how many uniquely funny situations this mechanic can get you into, whether it's scaring a demo man into detonating some misplaced bombs,
That's
or stopping
crazy.
a sticky jumping demo man from leaving your spawn.
Shooting the
Oh,
bombs.
please, I insist that you stay, my good man.
What just happened?
The Demo Man clips just keep coming as this Demo Knight shows us why Air Blast completely counters him. See, Demo Knights are free game for an air blasting Pyro. There's just nothing they can do to get around it.
What is a Demo Knight? Why do they have a shortage? Why are they playing it like it's Dark Souls?
Demo Night TF2.
Oh my god! Now that might have been too much to handle, but with Air Blast you can usually handle a solo Uber charge. Engineer, no! This is not the time for building a dispenser! Now this clip probably would have made it into the main video if this next part lined up better. I Air Blast the soldier one last time into a well-placed spy, and if the spy was just maybe a little quicker and stabbed the soldier right as he landed, there was an opportunity for an SFM where the spy is like, making the game-winning catch.
Oh, that would have been good.
This next clip also almost made it in with an SFM bit. I wanted to illustrate how these point-blank reflex where you don't even see their projectile come out feel like some sort of Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes bit.
What?
Oh, these are so good.
Hold on, real quick, I'd like to take a moment to thank Alax for making this model, as well as the animatable Pyro Mask, Angel Devil combo, the Panic Attack trigger, some models for this bit, the Baby Mercenaries, this stretchable Spy Mask, and even this Scout Head. On that same note, thank you to Arde for animating this whole scene, Circuit for assisting with this freeze frame, 9JOA06 for this Minecraft torch particle, and all my patrons that frequent my Discord for their feedback. Good production is a team effort. Now back to it. One of the most satisfying situations is to surprise an enemy that's already shooting your teammate. But hey, no, stop shooting at my sniper.
Stop.
And I'd like to enlighten you all to the zen of double reflex. The process of taking two stray rockets, crossing paths, and guiding them to a converging point, restoring order to all things. This next double reflect is not so
Beautiful.
graceful, however, as I surprise what appears
Beautiful.
to be a symbiotic union of two default soldiers shooting two rockets at the same time, instantly killing one of them and watching as
That
the
is
other
so
one politely
sad.
burns to death.
That is so sad.
This reflex was graceful in its own way, perfectly skimming the control point to reach its destination of two unfortunate fellows.
That was upsetting.
That was
And here's a bit of a
upsetting.
pro tip. Any soldier worth his salt will not shoot you if he doesn't have to, so be sure to threaten them with fire, even if your only intent is to hit a reflect. Some soldiers, however, need not be provoked. Hey soldier, can I borrow another rocket?
Okay. What the video shake?
Thanks! And just
They
a
don't
friendly
learn.
reminder to the soldiers out
They
there,
never
rocket
learn.
jumping at me in a straight line does not make you invincible.
I never had the reaction as a kid to time it. It feels like, you know, when you're playing a Hollow Knight, the mosquitoes attack you and you have to... I'm just explaining what parrying is, really. I'm just explaining what a parry is.
Excuse me, soldier. I'm a little busy here with more important things. Come on, come on. Okay, got it. Apologies to Banny in advance, but I just had to include this clip somewhere of me completely stuffing him in the last seconds of the round. Best TF2 player in the world, huh? Then why doesn't he main Pyro, am I right, guys?
Wait, that's the best TF2 player? Damn. Got pyroed.
Can't get any shots on the point.
See, even he's having fun. All right, just a few more air blast clips. Not many things are more painful than watching a soldier shoot a rocket at you from 50 yards and get 3 of his teammates hit in the reflect, resulting in a lost point. Don't be that soldier. This soldier, however, took the full brunt of his mistake, taking 296 damage and presumably flying to the moon. And finally, I just have to showcase that you can single-handedly capture the cart with the power of Air Blast. See ya, soldier! Oh, look, a heavy. There he goes.
That's what I'm talking about.
And easy. Hopefully, seeing how
Air
much
Blast
Air Blast
really
can
seems
do might
so
help you
good.
understand why the Flog's lack of it justifies the absolutely wild ability to store crits. I don't know what to say about this one. Find it, Pyro!
What? Are you okay?
What was that? What was that sound?
What just happened? But see, there is a bit of nuance to using the Flog. A Pyro with crits often walks at you so predictably that it's possible to outplay them. So if you're using the Flog, don't be that Pyro. I panic pop crits here, but I know that the Demo Man is smart enough to immediately put down a sticky trap. So I hold back, no matter how painful it is. Sure enough, the Demo Man can't believe it and comes out to
Yeah,
check,
he's like, wait,
perishing
he's not walking in?
And lastly, try to remember that it's essential to have full health before popping crits. Before we get to the SFM atrocities, I'd just like to share this short montage of catching spies at their worst.
He tried, man. He's trying. Can't get that back shot, man. That's so relatable. I was to that whole night, bro. I'll be mid-boss fight and I open the fucking charge menu.
What the? Why did you stop?
Why did you stop?
This is mine. Pyro, please.
PP opening a cell, it has happened. Wow. Wow. Stunning visuals.
Now I was going to explain these SFM glitches, but honestly, they explain themselves.
Wow. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, it's the Demo Man. It was the I didn't even recognize him. I didn't even recognize him. I was like, that's a whole ass new character.
Even without the glitches, SFM is full of surprises. It turns out that this Demo Knight charge effect we're used to isn't compatible with SFM, and the next best thing is to attach 7 instances of Scout's bonk particle instead. Honestly, my brain has blocked out the memories of this process, but just imagine that every time I wanted to make a change to something, I had to go into the editor for each particle and do it 7 times. What? What is that? How is that? And making the Minecraft scene was a bit of a chore. That's right, I had to manually place every single block, and it was not easy to get everything aligned. This next one's just a bit silly. For some reason, these torches don't move unless you record gameplay, so every time I wanted to render out this scene, I had to stuff a scout into this corner. How's it going, fellas? Let's get to work. For this shot, I needed to put the camera where Demo Man's head would be, so I had to move Demo Man's head. And finally, how else did you think I got this giant heavy hand?
That's smart.
If you're a new subscriber, check out this playlist of all the how.
Pog! Epic! Oh, how to play the Medic when? How it feels to play Medic when? I need to know how it feels, man. I need to know. Didn't know that I have merch now? That is right, I have a merch. I have keychains, hoodies, sweatpants, shorts, standees, and also this beautiful mousepad that is 100% very accurate to my proportions. So if you like anything you see, why don't head down to the link in the description and grab something? It would help a lot.